PokeRAMBLE podcast.
This week, there's sure to be something that'll make you Pokemon smile as we talk about all the news from the Pokemon Presents that made us go, oh snap. So get some Pokemon tea from the Pokemon Caf, it's going to be a good one. So, Amit, how goes it?
I'm good. I love that intro, by the way. That was good fun.
I should probably, specify like I do every week. It's a bit of a weird week, but it's been a weird week for me that I'm your host, Kumail, and I'm joined by the Frontier Brain himself, Amit, who's already spoken, but there you are. There's your intros to us. Wow. Yeah, it's been a week for me. How's it been for you?
Not too bad. I'm off on holiday next week, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Just kick back, relax, and just ramble away with Pokemon, I guess.
Absolutely. Lots of DLC to play. Looking forward to it.
Have you got all the Diglets yet?
I have all the Diglets.
You have? Oh, damn. Is it weather dependent? Just if you don't mind me asking.
No, it's not. You can get them. You can get them all, but some of them are. We'll talk about it more at some point. Some of them are just abusive. Like, there's no other word for it. We'll talk about it more at some other point.
Yeah, so we're not going to be talking about the Isle of Armor DLC on this week's show. We'll save that for its own spoiler casts. But what we will be talking about is, all the stuff from the Pokemon Presents that came out of nowhere on the 17th. So without further ado, let's go to our first segment. And this segment's called It's Not Christmas, but Here's Some Pokemon Presents. Sunekazu Ishihara, the president and CEO of the Pokemon Company, unveiled a broad range of video games, applications, and stuff at the Pokemon Presents. And you had beef with that. What beef do you have, sir?
It's not Christmas, but it's a Pokemon Presents.
I mean,
That's brilliant. It's fantastic. I'm in awe of how you somehow, week after week, have managed to take terrible puns and turn them into brilliant section titles.
Yeah, but still terrible puns that work as brilliant section titles, I guess.
I love podcasting with you. It's so much fun.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, buckle in for some more podcast fun, I guess. But I think the first thing we should probably talk about from this Pokemon Presents is the fact that Zeraora was announced to be in raids as a celebration, and it will be in raids from June 17th to June 28th. And I was quite shocked at the fact that we're going to get Zeraora in raids now. It's a really cool way of giving people access to that Pokemon instead of having us, having to get it via mystery gift or get a code for it,
Yeah, so I mean, let's clarify to people who maybe haven't played it yet. You can't catch Zeraora in the raid itself.
Oh, you can't?
No, you can't catch Zeraora in the raids. But as a reward for 1 million people completing the raid, and that's at any difficulty, 3 to 5 star, if 1 million people complete the raid, then you will get, via mystery gift, a shiny Zeraora.
And
so this is basically how they... It looks... I love it. And what's really nice, and you can only really see it in the Dynamax form really nicely, is how different parts of its body lights up. Yeah. I really like it in the normal form where the blues all go really bright, and the shiny form is equally cool. This raid, by the way, for those of you who are interested in taking part in it, absolutely can be done solo, but I recommend for the 5-star ones you do buddy up with friends, because it is tough. Zeraora comes with a nice diverse move pool, knows how to buff its own stats up, so you will get taken out pretty easily if you're not prepared. The 3 and 4-star raids are fantastic for grinding Dynamax candy, because there's no easy way to get those at the moment. But I'm getting somewhere between 10 and 12 Dynamax candy per 3 or 4-star raid, which is phenomenal. And the 5-star raids are really great ways to get useful items like ability capsules, obviously Dynamax candy. I think there's rare candies and other TRs as well. So well worth checking out the raid. Please, make sure that you participate in the 1 million, because we really want to get a shiny Zeraora. The raid's pretty fun. Go check it out. Very similar to how the Mewtwo raid works, where before the battle, the game tells you can't catch it, and this is basically just a challenge. But just in terms of difficulty, this is definitely easier than the Mewtwo raid. That was a real struggle, but well worth checking out.
That was a fun
particularly
struggle.
if you want some of the items. Yeah, the Mewtwo one was tough.
Yeah.
But go check out the Zeraora raid. It's good fun, and shiny Zeraora as a reward is definitely a good thing.
So
You can
they
also
gave
get
us.
Amoritor as well.
Those no, that is something to farm because
So for every
blimey.
no, not from the raids themselves, but for every 100,000 people who complete the raid, you'll get one Amoritor up to a cap of 10. So in
Okay.
theory, you can get 10 Amoritor plus your shiny Zeraora if 1 million people do the raid.
Yeah, those things are like gold drops at the moment, so we need a lot of Amorite ore.
Yep.
But just on that, the Pokemon Company had revealed figures of how many we've beaten so far a couple of days ago, and we're at 280,000. So I suspect right now we're
Oh
about
no!
400k at the moment. So we're gonna get there.
I thought we
We'll
would be.
fine.
I thought we'd be a lot higher than that, actually.
No, but then again, people have had other things to do this weekend. Like play another very popular game from Sony, which will not be named. But I'm guessing.
To be fair, I think also probably
back on it.
Probably people like me were doing the DLC as well, because I definitely didn't. I definitely didn't bother to go and check out this raid until after I'd done the majority of the DLC.
Let's not forget it's the weekend now, so people might have just absolutely went ham on it. So
there is hope for shiny Zeraora yet.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, I do like his white fur and sort of the whiskers and the other parts of his body being yellow.
I know this is oddly specific. I really like his eyes.
I like how they light up as well sometimes.
Yeah, it's a cool design, cool Pokemon, cool design.
Definitely one of my favorite electric Pokemon. That for sure. It's just designed really cool. But we move on from the Zeraora stuff to something else that'll make us smile. It's Pokemon Smile. So this was a really weird reveal during the Pokemon Presents. They showed off this application that's meant to help parents gamify brushing teeth for their children. And they dropped it on the same day. And, with this application, it shows a Pokemon there encouraging you to brush your teeth. And there's actually ways of catching these Pokemon and filling up your in-app Pokédex. So, do you want to tell me more about this app since you've used it?
Yeah, so I've tried it. I've used it. I will talk about it more in a minute. A couple of things off the bat. One, it was just phenomenal watching the live chat as this reveal was going on. All talking about how they were so excited for Diamond and Pearl remakes or Let's Go Johto, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then this announcement for Pokemon Smile came up, and you just look at the chat, and it's just full of people going, "What?" It was so unexpected. Yeah. You know what? Two mad props to the Pokemon Company here. One, it's a free app with no in-app purchases, 100% free. You can't go wrong with that. Whatever you're doing, that's always a win. And two, if it encourages people to do something really important like brush their teeth, even if it's helping, a small number of kids do it more regularly, that's a massive win, especially for a free app. So everything that I'm about to say is predicated on me thinking that this is a really great idea and really good at the Pokemon Company to do. But just take that in for a moment.
Can I just add to that? We need to give a massive shout out to the Pokemon Company for the disclaimers they put at the bottom about how we're not responsible if anything happens to your kid's teeth. It's just so
we'll get into this app in a second. But obviously there's easy ways in which dentists and parents could say it's encouraging bad practices. So I get the disclaimers. I understand the legal bit. So let me start with my biggest problem with Pokemon Smile.
No.
Which is they have
here we go
really cute designs for the Pokemon, right? But they all look like they have swollen gums. They all look like they have tooth problems because they've got massive swollen cheeks. And I'm just like, what? Why?
For oddly specific gripes, please listen to the PokeRAMBLE podcast every Sunday.
It's just me. It's just me every week. Or I have like really specific things that bug me. Wait till we get to the Isle of Armor DLC. You're going to be astonished at what bugs me in that. But I downloaded the app. I absolutely decided to try it for the podcast, for science, of course.
Yeah, of course, for science, quote unquote.
I tried Pokemon Smile. The first thing I did after booting up the app is I tried to use it without a toothbrush. So I was literally just moving my hand in front of my mouth to mimic brushing my teeth.
That's an image.
The game, I didn't realize that my partner Sophie was filming it.
Yeah.
It's exactly as terrible as it sounds.
Please, can you
It's
send
just
it to me? Oh, God.
two. It's 2 minutes of stuff I'm not going to talk about on the podcast because
Yeah.
we're a safe for work channel.
Yeah.
But it's 2 minutes of me pretending to brush my teeth
Mm-hmm.
with my mouth wide open. I'll leave the imagery to you guys. Literally that. But the game recognized I was moving my hand, and I guess that's how it picks up on brushing your teeth.
Sure.
So I actually successfully brushed my teeth without a toothbrush,
Mm-hmm.
and I caught a Rattata, which was fantastic. So I have my first Pokemon, a Pokemon Smile. Um, it's strange. I mean, obviously, I get that it's trying to encourage people to brush their teeth, and I guess for younger kids, they wouldn't use an electric toothbrush, but it only works with a manual brush, which is something that took me a second to click with. Because I always brush with an electric, and it
I'm
was a
still
bit
team
jarring.
manual, to be honest with you.
And look,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into the argument of which is better and which is right, but
that's
it
for another podcast.
It was just odd that because it doesn't track the brush, it tracks your hand. If you use an electric toothbrush, one of the things the game does is it's basically tracking how quickly and how and what positions you're moving your hand from side to side. So if you use an electric toothbrush, you will have no success in this game at all, because your hand just won't move fast enough, and it won't detect that you're brushing your teeth. So the game tries to encourage you to brush your teeth faster or slower. It breaks the mouth into 12 different segments, and it tries to encourage you to go around each segment. So it actually, it does a really nice thing. And for young kids who need a bit of structure to brushing their teeth, look, it's a wonderful product. Don't get me wrong. If it encourages people to get excited about brushing their teeth, fantastic. It's free. There's no in-app purchases, so no risk of kids, doing something dodgy with your credit card. I am all for this app. I think it's a brilliant thing. It's just very, very bizarre.
Does it time how long you should be brushing each sort of section?
Yeah. There's a 2 minute timer for the total brushing, and I think it's every 15 or 10 seconds it rotates around your mouth to a different bit.
Okay.
And it does do fronts of your teeth and then the bottoms of your teeth, and then I think it really is doing the backs of your teeth as well. So it is thorough. Credit to the Pokemon Company. They've obviously spent time thinking about this properly. It's not a rushed product by any means. And look, like I said, if it helps people brush their teeth, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
great little
gamifying
freebie.
the boring things in life, in the day to day. So go ahead and gamify it all you want, because I'm
Yeah,
here for it.
I'm all for anything that makes doing mundane stuff like brushing your teeth more fun. Credit to the Pokemon Company. You've done something very unexpected, very quirky. It's good fun. It's not probably for people who are serious about oral hygiene. If you're over the age of about 10, you probably need to just brush your teeth properly, rather than following the guidance on the app. But hey, it's good fun.
I'm just gonna disagree with my co-host. I think catching them all is more important, so make sure you do catch them all.
You don't need to brush your teeth to catch them all here.
But listen,
I'll just make that really clear.
People
if you want to just sit in front of your phone, if you want to sit in front of your phone for about half an hour, just pretending to brush your teeth, you can absolutely do that and catch them all.
But we don't encourage that. But listen, we only use Pokemon Smile when we've gone to a cafe and had something like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee.
Sorry, your segue's so good, but I have to make one more point. Your segue's so good.
Oh no!
But,
I can't believe we've done this.
It's really bizarre to me that a catch isn't guaranteed. So lots of people were complaining that they brushed their teeth properly and then they failed to catch the Pokemon, which just felt like a massive loss of reward. And I get that it's prolonging the game and all of that stuff, but
because there's only 100 Pokemon in the game to begin with, so
yeah, 151, so it goes all the way through to Mew. But it's just really, I can understand and sympathize that it may be dissatisfying for someone who, has brushed their teeth and all that to then not get the Pokemon that they were really hoping to get. So small thing, maybe they'll patch it and change it, and maybe they'll, you can collect multiples of Pokemon or they'll add more. But look, it's a free app. It does great things. Let's move on.
So, brushing your teeth only takes 2 minutes, and I can't believe we've spent 5 minutes on the Pokemon Smile section, but we won't spend 5 minutes on the Pokemon Calf section, because the Pokemon Company had revealed Pokemon Calf Mix, a free-to-start game on the Nintendo Switch and mobile as well. So I think this is the first game that does that since Pokemon Quest, if I'm not wrong. So you can pre-order it from the App Store, or you can get it from the eShop as well. But it's kind of like a puzzle game where you can link Pokemon icons together and swirl them around. And doing that unlocks different things. You can have Pokemon help you that have skills to help you complete these puzzles. You can increase friendship with Pokemon by serving them sort of like items from the CAF. And some of them can come work for you, and you can lure more Pokemon by upgrading your CAF as well. So it's one of those games that you're basically constantly getting to the next thing, it seems like. But what were your thoughts on Pokemon CAF?
It's another great reveal. Free to start game. It's lots of fun. I really liked that it was. I don't know if it'll be like your save data will go cross-platform, but nice that you can play it on the Switch and that you can play it on mobile.
Sorry, they haven't confirmed any sort of cross-progression, but it's like Pokemon Quest in the fact that it's on both of those platforms, not just on one
so that's
platform.
Cool. Nice to see a game. I assume take advantage of the Switch's touchscreen interface, because I think a lot of people don't always realize it is a touchscreen.
Well, the Switch doesn't have too many games that encourage using the touchscreen, to be fair, so I guess that's probably why.
And fair enough, because it prolongs the life of the device. Have you got an image for this, by the way? Because I wanted to talk about the art style, because I really like it.
Indeed I do. Thank you for reminding me. Here it is.
That's all right. Yeah, so I really liked this image. There's just so much personality and character in here. I love that the Pokemon are, really enthusiastic, really colourful, bright. It's a really good looking game. And Pokemon Company vary from art style from game to game.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery Dungeon stands out as one that's very, very different to mainstream. And I really like that this is sort of homey and quirky and full of energy, and credit to the art designers for this, because it's a really good looking game.
Now, I don't have a picture of this, but there was like various Pokemon in like CAF attire, and so you had a Tailo as well wearing a tie, and I was just thinking in my head, why not call it Tylo? I had no reason to put that pun in there, but I thought I'd do it anyway. But no, the Pokemon look really cute and cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Pokemon end up working at the CAF, and it looks like a fun game. It's nothing too complicated. It's going to be for people of all ages really to play. But unlike Pokemon Smile, this game will have in-app purchases, so you just need to be a little bit careful around that. And I'm guessing it's probably going to be around sort of energy. So maybe you have a limited amount of goes each day, and to get more goes, you need to pay $1.99 or something like that. It's purely speculative, but that's what I'm assuming anyway.
Yeah. The Pokemon themselves, when you're doing the mixing, reminded me of the Pokemon Shuffle little heads. So I wonder whether they've taken some of the assets from Pokemon Shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully what that will mean is that we get a nice big roster of Pokemon. And I can see Pokemon in this image from gens 1 through to 8. So that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
It means that we'll probably have a nice, big pool of Pokemon to play with, and it's more free content. How can you say no?
Mm-hmm. Free to start content, but I
mean, I'm assuming when they say free to start that it means that there's a freemium model to keep playing,
mm-hmm.
and then if you want to get serious and all the unlocks, then you buy currency or energy or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
My hope is that, a bit like Pokemon Quest, you can pay to speed up progression, but
mm-hmm.
ultimately you can still finish the game for free.
Okay, so not look behind some sort of
so that you don't actually have to pay to unlock the levels themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what Pokemon P-Cross was like, where you actually had to pay money to unlock levels, which sucked.
Did you just call it P-Cross?
Is there a different way to pronounce it?
Picross?
Picross? Okay.
Sorry.
I played the entirety of the Legend of Zelda one on the 3DS, which you can get for free still. If you want to go get that for free, you could do that. Go to My Nintendo and pick up the Legend of Zelda Picross for free. And the Pokemon one is also free, but unlike the Legend of Zelda one, you actually have to pay to unlock levels after the first couple of chapters. Mm-hmm. Whereas the Zelda one, it's all free, and it's great.
Well,
if you like puzzle games.
Have you got anything else to say about Pokemon CAF?
I don't think so. No? I thought styling was really cute.
Well,
that was all.
Thank you for painting a picture to me. Well, I've just ruined the segment now, but thank you for painting. Thank you for painting that picture for me. But let's talk about Pokemon Snap. So, this game was announced as new Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo Switch, and it's based off its original namesake, Pokemon Snap, which was first released on the Nintendo 64 in 1999. And so this takes
remains the greatest Pokemon game of all time. Let's be clear about that. I am so excited for Pokemon Snap.
Save it, buddy. I'm not done. No, this will take you on a journey to unknown islands overflowing with natural sights, jungles, beaches, where there's various Pokemon that you can research in their natural habitats, and you will take photos like no one has ever taken photos before. So you will be like Tracy or Todd or whoever the guy was in the original game. But yeah, this is a game that came out of left field and not many people were expecting, and it's being developed by Bandai Namco, interestingly enough. So the Pokemon company have outsourced it. Yeah, and they've done games like Pokken Tournament, which was actually pretty good. So there's a lot to be excited about, and I must say, by the looks of it, the graphics looked amazing. Like at first, I thought this was like a next gen game. I was like, whoa. But no, it's Pokemon Snap. So let's talk Pokemon Snap. How do you feel about Pokemon Snap? You're a huge fan of the original. How do you feel about this?
Oh, I mean, me and probably everyone who played the original peed themselves when this announcement came up. We've been dying for this game for 23 years or whatever, however long it's been.
Mm-hmm.
It looks stunning. It's great to see that they've put time and effort into making this game look really polished, and that Pokemon are moving naturally. And one of my qualms for Sword and Shield has always been that the Pokemon sometimes don't move very naturally. It's great that they've taken the time to really do this properly. I honestly can't express how excited I am. I think it's going to be great with the gyroscopic controls on the Switch. It's going to feel like you're using a real camera. It's the perfect console for the game.
Yeah.
And I'm just really excited. And I'm sure lots of other people are as well. Because this is a huge announcement that a lot of people are waiting for a long time.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the trailer itself, looking at Pokemon like Pyukumuku interacting with things in the environment like an apple and whatnot. So I'm really looking forward to jumping in there and just having a good old chill time. But yeah, I don't really have any expectations from this other than it's probably going to be a great game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. But I think we'll probably won't get it till late 2021, probably 2022.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that it's coming is what people really needed to hear.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a reasonable release date for it, but I'm just excited. One of the things I really hope is that by that point in time, custom themes for the Switch will be a thing, so that we can start using the pictures from Pokemon Snap as the background on our Switch homepage.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Because
really surprising
it drives
that the
me
Switch hasn't
nuts
got
that
it.
there's
Yeah.
only 2 themes for the Switch, like black and white. Give me other options. Even if I have to pay for them, give me other options.
Funnily enough, the Nintendo 3DS has got like a Pokemon, not Pokemon, Mario Odyssey theme. Like the 3DS has got a Mario Odyssey theme, even though Mario Odyssey is on the Switch. It's just so weird.
It's bizarre to me that my Nintendo is still releasing brand new themes for the 3DS and still haven't released any for the Switch. But on my 3DS, I've got Mario Odyssey, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Sun and Moon, like all these kinds of different themes for my Switch. I've got Zelda ones as well on my 3DS that I can choose between, and actually I got all of them for free, either through my Nintendo or other competitions. But I just don't understand why they haven't got any for the Switch yet. We're more than a year or two into the console now.
I've got an answer for you. There's one word.
Go ahead.
Nintendo. Moving on. So the next part was we got the reveal of Pokemon Mega Evolutions coming to Pokemon Go. And Ishihara said that fans can look forward to experiencing a new take on Mega Evolution. So I don't know what that means, a new take on Mega Evolutions, but I'm excited by those words. That takes advantage of Pokemon Go's unique gameplay. So I wonder what that would be. I don't know if it's tapping your screen repeatedly during a battle to make evolve your Pokemon or something or the other, but that's probably coming later this year with Generation 6 in Pokemon Go, but we'll see. But go on, sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say, I wondered if a bit like Masters, maybe Mega Evolution was behind one of your charge moves, so you have to use a certain move a certain number of times in order to trigger Mega Evolution or something like that. Yeah. But it's great. More Pokemon and more content coming to Pokemon Go, which is a great thing for fans of the game.
Yeah, I'm just really interested by the first bit of that, where they say experiencing a new take on Mega Evolution. What does that mean? A new take on Mega Evolution? Question mark. Maybe it's just fancy wording. Who knows? But I'm intrigued by that. That's got my ears perked up. But staying with Pokemon Go, Galarian Farfetch'd was available in the game during the time of the presentation. I think it still is now, although you'll find it less common than it was on the day. And there's new clothes in the game based off Galarian Farfetch'd and based off of the Isle of Armor uniform. So look forward to that. But apart from that, we were given a reminder that next week, Wednesday, 24th, we will be getting another presentation because one presentation was not enough. And he said, please look forward to it. Now, I just wanted to ask you, have you got any sort of speculation as to what this could be?
So, I mean, for those of you watching the video podcast, you're not being subtle about what you think it might be, where you've circled all of the Gen 2 Pokemon. Yeah. I mean, logically, if they're fueling Sword and Shield with DLC content, the next logically big title release would be a Let's Go Johto. So something like a Let's Go Togepi or a Let's Go Clefairy. I'm not sure who the main Pokemon will be. Be interesting to see.
Probably Marill has to be one of them, and Togepi. I'd suspect my bets would be on those two.
It would be interesting.
Yeah.
To see who it is. Marill's not a bad shout.
Peekaboo.
But exciting to see that we're going to have new. Oh well, it's definitely going to be a new main title, and I definitely regard the Let's Go games as main titles.
The Pokemon Company has called them main titles at this point.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They don't play like them, but hey, that's
the
point.
So
they're cool games.
That's exciting. Yeah. I mean, it was interesting just looking behind at the different plushes that were there. I mean, obviously the Johto theme is very heavy. So there must be a Johto announcement coming of some sort.
You've got the starters and you've got the legendaries in the background for one, and then if you look on the top right, you've got Politoed, Sudowoodo, and I can't see the other Pokemon because the image is too small.
It's Ampharos.
It's
Ampharos.
Yeah. Which Ampharos, a very famous Pokemon from Gen 2. Everyone knows because of the story. Sudowoodo, another Pokemon that gave a lot of players issue in Generation 2 if they didn't go around talking to all the NPCs. And Politoed, one of the uniquely new evolved Pokemon from a Pokemon we used to know in Kanto. So those three alone are signaling something to me. And then if you look on the bottom right hand side, you see an Eevee. But what's next to the Eevee?
It's Umbreon and Espeon.
And what are they?
I'm not a baby.
No, I'm saying for the people. For the people.
No, they are.
Come on,
they're
the
Johto. They're the Johto evolutions of Eevee.
So it's behind the Let's Go Eevee box as well, a Switch box. Let's Go Eevee Switch box as well, and there's a notable absence of a Pikachu Let's Go box. So I think he's just heavily hinting.
The Let's Go, you can actually see the Let's Go Pikachu is over his other shoulder.
Is that Let's Go Pikachu? Or is that a different game?
It's Let's Go Pikachu. I can see the Pikachu.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So besides that point that you've just debunked from me, I think it's pretty much Pokemon Let's Go we're going to get next week. So I don't think we're going to get Gen 4 remakes anytime soon now that Let's Go Johto's in development probably. But yeah, I think
I would rather see a Let's Go Johto than a Gen 4 remake.
Ooh, because
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why on that. One, because I feel like the Johto game is going to be vast because Johto was always covered. Beautiful. It's always covered Johto and Kanto.
Yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god! You've just blown my mind there. I completely forgot. If they do a Let's Go Johto game, you're absolutely right. They have to have Kanto in there as well.
So what if it's not a standalone title and it adds on to the base game?
Oh no!
I doubt it. I'm sure it will be a standalone title.
I do not like.
I'm sure it will be a standalone title. I'm sure it will be a standalone title. I'm sure it will be.
And they've got all the assets anyway from Let's Go to put Kanto in there. So. Exactly. Oh god, I never realized that. I never thought of that. But yeah, you need to have Kanto in there if they're going to make a Let's Go version of Generation 2.
That's normally how it works.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing any sort of cities in Let's Go Johto in particular.
Ecritic City is always a great one.
That's my one. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm sure that would be top of your list.
Yeah.
I love Goldenrod City. That's probably the one for me.
Let's hope they don't do what they did in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with one of the cities like Morville. Was it Morville? How they butchered Morville?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, did they
yeah,
butcher Morville?
yeah.
New Morville is not nearly as good as old Morville.
No, absolutely not. So let's hope that doesn't happen in Goldenrod. But
Yeah.
yeah, oh god, I'm
But
looking
yeah, I
forward to
mean,
it.
yeah, Gen 2 release is definitely the likely outcome of the background.
I mean, I would say to your point though, I'd rather see a mainline game remastered like Gen 4. To be honest with you, as much as I love Johto, um, but hopefully we get both at some point. You know,
Yeah, I know this is probably controversial,
hit me.
and that some people will say no. But Gen 4 for me feels like the time where modern Pokemon began, in that we had physical special split, all of the kind of core mechanics of EVs, IVs, etc. existed.
Yeah.
I know that more Pokemon have come out since then, but for me, Gen 4 feels like the beginning of modern Pokemon.
Yeah.
And why I've always been okay with remakes of the older games is that they didn't have all of those things. They didn't have physical special, didn't have, big rosters of Pokemon, they didn't have post-game content and all these other different things that I feel like Gen 4 delivered on absolutely kind of perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably why I'm less eager for the Gen 4 remake, because I feel like the originals are still very, very good games.
I guess
And for someone who's played the more modern ones, you could still go back to Gen 4 and play those games and not have too dissimilar an experience. Whereas going back to Gen 2 or Gen one they're unrecognizable. The games are so full of, you know, different mechanics, dodgy bugs, and all those kinds of things that I've always put Gen 4 on a bit of a pedestal there, where I feel like Gen 4 is where the real kind of mainstay of modern Pokemon began.
I agree with you in the sense that when you get to Gen 4, I think the Gen 4 games, between Diamond and Pearl and Platinum and the Soul Silver and Heart Gold remakes, they're the best looking Pokemon games we've had in a
Yeah.
long, long time. And I think that's probably, if they ever do a sort of 2D Pokemon game again, I hope they go with what they had there, because it looked amazing. And I think you're totally right in the fact that all the mechanics at that point, were the modern mechanics that we have now, apart from the gimmicks that we get now with Mega Evolution and improved mechanics with breeding and whatnot. But you're totally right in that aspect. But I think for us, you've got Pokemon Red and Pokemon Silver and Gold, I guess, which were like our generation's sort of Pokemon games, and then you've got Ruby and Sapphire, which was in the middle, and then the next generation that people grew up with were Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. So you can kind of understand from that point of view that why they want to have remakes of their sort of Pokemon game that they grew up with.
I totally get it. But
Mhm.
what I hope is that if we're doing remakes, it's not a top-down grid system, and there's free cam in Sword
Oh
and Shield was one of
yeah,
the
no,
biggest.
totally. If we do get remakes, it's very much going to be like the Let's Go for Kanto. It's going to be a new take on it. It's definitely going to be that, and I think they've
Yeah,
got more than enough assets from Sword and Shield now to pull from to start development on it, for sure.
and I feel like if they were going to do a Gen 4 remake where there was free cam and all of those things, then you know what, fair enough. But just I wonder if Sword and Shield at the moment is the limitations of what the game is capable of delivering, and to do a Gen 4 remake with true free cam, complete free roam and all of those things is just too much for the game at the moment, or too much for the code base.
What I will say is I don't think Game Freak has actually even touched the surface with the Switch. I think Pokemon Sword and Shield is very much the tech demo of like X and Y and the 3DS, and I think it's going to take them a couple of years to really wrap their head around the system and sort of build new assets in order to make it look the Pokemon world look as good as it does. I mean, we've just looked at Pokemon Snap, and Bandai Namco's developing it, and we can already see from the sort of physics and stuff like that, not the physics, sorry, the graphical fidelity of that, they're really going to be tapping into the Switch's potential. So yeah, you're right in the fact that it's probably going to take Game Freak a little while to sort of really get their how do I say it, get to grips with the Switch and really deal with something that Pokemon fans
the other
deserve.
thing that weighs on my mind is that we've probably got one more major game release on the Switch, one more main series title release. Especially if they do a little bit more DLC for Sword and Shield after the Crown Tundra, we've probably got one more main title to come out on the Switch before it's axed.
I don't think that's happening anytime soon, and I'll tell you why. They're already looking at making new SKUs for the Switch, like Switch Pro and stuff like that. And I think with how the Switch has sort of sold and how it's sort of revolutionized gaming. I say that lightly, but how it's given people the option on the go and on their TV. I think Nintendo struck something that they haven't hit in such a long time. And
oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
they
yeah. So
might
don't
be
get me
sticking
wrong.
with the models, and we might get more
Don't get me
Pokemon
wrong
games
that
on the
yeah,
Switch.
don't get me wrong that I think the Switch will evolve, but in the same way that the DS became the the
3DS.
DS XL,
Yeah.
and then the 2DS and 3DS.
Mhm.
I think the Switch will the Switch as it is today has probably got one more mainstream Pokemon game in it before we move on to the 2DS 3DS equivalent of the Switch,
Mhm.
where it's still a Switch, but it's such an upgrade on the internals that it won't support the old games, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying the Switch
Or
concept
the
is
new
going anywhere,
the old
but
console won't support the new games.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Because obviously, as you do a big ramp up in processing power, you can build bigger and better games, and therefore the older consoles just don't run it as well as the newer ones will. So I reckon we've probably got, I don't know, maybe 2 years more on the current Switch console before we do move to such an upgraded version of the Switch that it might still be called the Switch, but the very first version of the Switch that came out just won't support the quality of games.
And Lord knows that we need it. But hey, should we move on
Hey.
to our next segment? Because wow,
Do
that
we-
went
do
on.
we Do we want to talk about Pikachu for a second on the left hand side?
I don't want to talk about Pikachu on the left hand
Let's
side.
move on.
Go ahead.
Let's
No,
move
go
on.
ahead. You've got something to say. Let's go. It's a free platform. Let's talk. I didn't even notice it, to be honest with you, until you messaged me, and I was like, oh no.
I just thought it was a really odd choice to support Black Lives Matter. And I know that the Pokemon Company has got a very shaded history with, racism and things like that. I mean, they've had characters that they've had to, but literally Pokemon that they've had to change for accusations of blackface. And only, 12 months ago, we had a Pokemon episode banned in the Western release because of insinuations of blackfacing. And then to take Pikachu and color him in black just felt a little off to me.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to make a bigger point out of it than I think the podcast needs to make, but it felt like a very odd choice to me, and perhaps not one I agree with. And I'm sure that some people may have taken offense. I'm sure that some people will say I'm overreacting. But I just wanted to make the point that I appreciate that the Pokemon Company are trying to do something to show their support for
And
Black Lives
they
Matter.
have done
I'm not
something
sure.
with donating.
Yeah,
money,
and they
but-
have done something, and they've obviously made a donation, and,
Mhm.
they're obviously trying to work on things internally as well, which is all great stuff. I just wondered whether the Pikachu on the screen in front of us was maybe the right avenue to show their support. But as you said, the fact that the Pokemon Company are doing something is obviously the right thing.
I unintentionally thought it was an Umbreon to begin with, and that's why I probably
Yeah,
didn't.
it was just so bizarre to
Because
see
of the shelving, it kind of makes his ear look
Yeah.
like a little bit yellow, so I didn't even pay
It was-
attention to it. So I was
like, I mean, because I described it to people as a blacked up Pikachu. I couldn't think of another way to describe it,
Yeah.
and that the fact that was my vernacular just felt very wrong.
Mhm.
So, look, let's not, it's a social podcast and a fun podcast. Let's keep it that way. But
we can probably
just a
say
small
their
point to say.
intention wasn't to do it, and they
No.
probably looked back and thought, "What the hell were we thinking?" But
I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope someone did have that moment. Let's move on.
let's move on. Where the Helioptile is Pokemon Sleep. Oh my god, we had a presentation. We got Pokemon Calf, we got Pokemon Snap, we got Pokemon Smile. Where is Pokemon Sleep? Where is Pokemon Sleep? Tell me! Tell me!
Can you imagine if the entirety of the press release on the 24th was about Pokemon Sleep?
Do you know what? Just give it to me. Just give it to me. Forget Let's Go.
Everyone
wherever.
is so
Let's go to
excited
Pokemon
for
Sleep.
Let's Go and Gen 4, and they're like, no, guys, this is it. Pokemon Sleep. Let's have a half an hour press release on this. Let's do it.
I think at this
I
point,
don't know.
it
I
probably
don't
deserves
understand
it.
how. I don't understand how you have a Pokemon Direct where you talk about two brand new apps, one of which you've dropped immediately, and the app that you talked about now, I think it's nearly a year ago, you don't even make reference to. I don't understand. I mean, literally, they must have just ceased development on it, because surely you would at least say, hey, we're still working on this. Do you remember? Get excited, Blah, blah, blah.
All Ishihara had to do was like, and hey, we're working on Pokemon Sleep, and we'll tell you more about that soon. And then I'll be happy. I'm happy. But the fact they ignored our boy, oh my god, why are they sleeping on Pokemon Sleep is my question. Just why? Just why?
That was the pun that you were saving up
It was
for.
completely unintentional as well. I'm just that
All
angry.
right, fair,
I'm just
fair,
that angry.
fair.
Never mind.
I don't know.
Are we
It's
going to get
disappointing.
any mention next week with the Let's Go stuff? That we speculate?
Listen. I wouldn't mind if the entire press release next week is on Pokemon Sleep.
But is it going to happen? That's what I want to know. Is it going to happen?
No,
Right.
I feel like the entirety of the next stream will be on the main series.
We're moving on because I'm gonna cry in a minute, and I'm gonna have to edit the podcast at some point if I say something more. So let's just go on to the next segment. So you want to be a Pokemon Masters? We've got some new content in Pokemon Masters. So it's called the Unova Rally, where you get gifts from Unovan Pokemon trainers and gym leaders and Elite Four members, and they're all around the Pokemon Center talking to each other about all things Unova, and it's been pretty cool. At the same time, there's a Berg and Levani sort of spotlight where you can scout for them, and they're added to the game. And there's a special event where you can challenge some of the more tougher Unovan gym leaders and Elite Four members, so go look forward to doing that. I've done it all at the moment. Some of them were a lot harder than the others, that's for sure. And the last thing from this Pokemon Masters little thing was there's a new story event with Caitlin called the Importance of Elegance. So yeah, a lot of Unovan focus stuff at the moment, which is pretty cool. So check it out. I know I sent you something on WhatsApp that happened in the game, and do you want to describe to the people what it was about?
We need to have a podcast where we just talk about how much I adore Pokemon Masters in terms of its storytelling and its art style and just all the things that they are getting right.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, look, I don't play the game, and I don't play the game because I think I think for me it got a little bit repetitive in terms of the combat, but actually the story and the lore is just phenomenal. And the fact that they keep drawing from really obscure references from the anime or from the games. So the clip that you sent me was about Iris, Skylar, and Elisa talking about the moment at the end of Pokemon Black and White where you get all the way through to Undella Town and Cynthia's on holiday. And they were literally making references to what swimsuit they thought Cynthia should wear on holiday. And I was like, this is such a specific part of the game. And you've managed to draw it out and bring it to life, and make it feel like it was more of a thing than it was. And it's lovely. It's so great that they're finding ways to get new characters to interact, that there's more kind of depth to all of the discussions that are taking place.
Yeah.
Credit to DNA. I hope they get to develop the next Pokemon title because they're doing a bang-up job of Pokemon Masters. And really, really impressive.
What's really cool is I didn't get to send you this, but the three Pokemon protagonists were talking to each other. And Rosa was kind of talking to the other two, and she was saying like, "Oh, so 2 years later from your adventures, this is what happened to my adventure." And then she's learning about what happened with N and whatnot, and why N changed, and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool to see them interacting with each other. And unfortunately, I didn't get to send you that clip because I completely forgot. But I expect we're going to get. I don't know whether they regard. The week.
I don't know whether any of this is any of the content of Pokemon Masters is regarded as canon, quote unquote. But
it's
the fact that the amount of stuff they're drawing. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So much love for this game.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool that we're getting a Unova sort of focused event in Pokemon Masters. And as I said, we're probably going to get more different conversations throughout the week. Like you see on screen right now, you see the 3 Elite Four members on screen. We haven't had that conversation revealed to us yet. So I'll keep you informed about what's happening. But make sure you play some Pokemon Masters whilst you have the time. But we'll go on to the next.
Can you name the 3 Elite Four members?
Chantel, Marshall, and Grimsey.
Very good.
It just escaped my mind for a quick second. I think you picked up on that. I'm not going to give you that satisfaction though. But we'll move on to the next segment. We'll go to the next segment. Gotta watch 'em all, Pokemon. So this is something I missed a couple of weeks ago, but actually the full English theme is now on YouTube, so you can actually watch the full theme song on YouTube. It's by I forgot what they call it. It's something about it's there. Walk Off the Earth. So that's their name. That's the band's name. Walk Off the Earth, and the song's called Journey Starts Today. And I must say, I listened to it in its entirety. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of slapping for me right now. So I'm actually really enjoying it. But I just
it's rare that the Sun and Moon English Western release titles have been, I think, a lot weaker than the Japanese ones. It's nice to have a really upbeat, hard hitting theme song for the Western release of the anime as well.
Yeah, it's been a long
I
time
really
since
like
the
the song.
Western anime has had a good sort of English theme. I mean,
XYZ.
it's partly, well, XY beginning and then XYZ was,
Yeah.
but what was it? What was it I was going to say? What was I going to say? I just thought of something and I forgot it already. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it's partly due to, I think, Cartoon Network, where it used to be on. They had some sort of rule of now opening sections for TV shows had to be 30 seconds, so they had a lot less to play with and a lot less footage a lot of footage to cut down on. So that's partly a reason why the opening sort of became worse as time went on because of time constraints. But yeah, it's on YouTube. Give it a listen. It's a good song. But that's basically it, really, unless you've got anything to add to that.
No, I'm just a big fan.
What's Pokemon going on? Get it? Because it's going on. I'm going to do that every time, by the way, just to let you know. So it could be episode 100, and I'll still be doing that.
But I do get it.
Great. Well, get this. There's a Pokemon Go Fest that's entirely from home. And this will happen from July 25th to July 26th, so over 2 days. And you can get a special story for each day. On the first day, you'll get a special story, and you also get 5 rotating habitats themed around fire, water, grass, battle, and friendship. And I don't know how friendship and battle are themes, but we'll see.
Fighting and fairy.
No, it's literally called Battle and Fair. Oh, mind blown. Never mind. Oh, it's good you picked up on that, actually. So yeah, maybe it's
a guess.
Fighting Fairy. No, that makes sense. But it will feature special Pokemon each sort of hour in that habitat, and it will just rotate every hour from there. So that's day one. You'll also get like these special quests that you need to do with other people. And you unlock stuff if you do them with other people. So I'm guessing like 100 people catch a Pikachu and something unlocks. So that's another thing that will happen. On Sunday, they're keeping it a surprise. And again, there'll be another special research. We know nothing about Sunday, but look forward to that. But here's the price. Here's the price point. £15. £15 to take part of this special event. Now, it rubbed me the wrong way to begin with. But here's what they're doing with the money. So Niantic have confirmed that the proceeds from the ticket sales committing to a minimum of $5 million. Half the proceeds will be donated to fund new projects from Black gaming and AR creators that can live on Niantic platform. So that doesn't really make any sense, but this is the press release I'm drawing from. So probably anything that's on the Niantic platform done by Black creators doing cool sort of gaming projects or AR projects. Half of the money will go to that, and the other half will go to US non-profit organizations that are helping local communities rebuild from the coronavirus. And it's not just US. In-game, you can actually nominate local businesses that need the money. So it's pretty cool what they're doing with the money, and that alone just convinced me to drop £15 in this game, even though I wasn't going to do it on principle. So it's a pretty cool thing that Niantic are doing. Yeah.
I wondered whether that would have changed your mind. No, it's a cool thing they're doing. Obviously, it's a difficult situation, and £15 does feel like a very high price point for a game.
Especially when you're staying at home and not doing much more.
Yeah, where you don't get the full experience. I don't know how much tickets are for the proper Pokemon Go Fest, but
they're around the same price. About it can range from £8 up to £14. So yeah, it's around that price as well. So it's about the same price,
definitely a steep price point, but at least they're doing something very good with the money, and I hope that does encourage people to participate.
Like, if you haven't given to charity already, what better way to give to charity, and what better incentive to give to charity that you're getting something back in return for your good deeds. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the other thing to point out is Victini will be available during this event. They hinted at it during the Pokemon Presents sort of presentation. And the other thing I just want to say is that there's going to be a new event called the Bug Out event, which is going to be going from June 26th to the 1st of July, and bug-type Pokemon including Scyther, Venipede, and Dwebble will be available in the wild from eggs, and there'll be more sort of bug-type Pokemon in raids. And if you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Dwebble. So Dwebble on that. There'll be different Pokemon attracted to
Devil
incense.
on that.
There'll be different Pokemon attracted to incense. So Friday to Saturday you'll have Nincada, Sunday to Monday you'll have Wurmple, and Tuesday to Wednesday you'll have Scyther. And lastly, on the bug stuff, not to be I already ruined that. I was going to say not to bug you, but on
I knew you messed it up the moment you started. I was like, he's going to mess it up.
I know. There's a Pinsir raid day that's happening, so quite gripping. Get it because it's got vice grips on its head. On Sunday 28th, from 2 p.m. to from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. These will be 3-star raids featuring Pinsir and probably a shiny version of Pinsir if you're lucky. But
this is what happens when the live chat during the podcast are encouraging you for the puns. This is what happens.
I know.
We end up with gripping you.
I was saying from when I was 18 to like 21 or 22, that's when I was in my prime of puns where I couldn't stop making puns, and it's only come back because Ben at Please Be Excited has egged me on, and now I'm just giving him what he wants, and he's going to keep getting it until he apologizes. But anyway, that's besides the point. Have you got anything on Pokemon Go before I move on?
No, nothing on Pokemon Go.
So this is the podcast form news roundup. Have you got anything that I've missed at all?
I don't think so for the first time, actually. It's been such a busy week with the Pokemon Presents.
Yeah.
But we've obviously covered all of the main bases.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't think of anything else. There haven't been any more, I don't think, cards announced for Legendary Heartbeat.
No.
Because that's what I've got my eye on in the TCG world. But no, all good stuff.
Well, it's a Sunday, and there's a new episode of Japanese anime, so I'm looking forward to that. Yay me. After this, in about half an hour, please be excited on Twitch. That's please be with 1B and then excited. 1E, sorry, not 1B. Of course it's 1B and be excited. Please be excited on Twitch, you'll find him. Is doing an Ultimate Chicken Horse tournament, so tune into that, it should be a lot of fun. But we'll go to our last segment, shall we? It's time for the unknown fact of the week. Hit me, buddy.
Just before we do, they have actually announced one more card from Legendary Heartbeat.
Thank you. I just moved segments and you've done this to me. To be fair, it is unknown, so go on.
Okay, so unknown fact of the week, and then we'll go back. So unknown fact of the week this week.
No. Tell me, because it's an unknown fact anyway. Tell me about this new card. You might as well.
So the new card is a Clefairy from Legendary Heartbeat, but it has the most broken move I think I've ever seen on a TCG card, which is for 2 colorless energy. Flip a coin if heads. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
For 1 double colorless energy and landing heads on the coin.
Is it that new rarity as well, or is it not a new rarity card?
No, it's a common card.
Oh dear! Oh dearie.
It just feels so broken.
Someone's getting sacked. But that's unknown. What's the unknown fact of the week?
The unknown fact of the week this week is that when you are playing through Pokemon Sword and Shield, before you get to the very first gym, Hop stops you 17 times.
Dear Lord.
And I don't have this as an actual fact, but I'm pretty sure he mentions his brother in every single one of them.
Oh, bless him. He just loves his brother, brotherly love. But
17 times. Like, I thought that Pokemon Sun and Moon was bad because Hal would literally stop at the end of every straight line to make sure that you got around the corner safely. And he'd be like, look, here's the corner, this is the way to go. But 17 times before the first gym is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it is weird. So, just on that then, there's a quick question. Hal versus Hop, who do you prefer?
So, we were having this debate. I think that for me, I prefer Hal, purely on personality, and that does include anime as well, which I think is a little unfair because Hop's not been in the anime yet. But
he's all about chilled out, He's all about the donuts. He's all about corners. He's all about just having a good time.
But I do recognise that Hop is the better written and developed character. Like, he actually has motivations and story, and I feel like with Hal it was a lot more. Here I am, grab a Malasada, back on the road again. And that was sort of
That's basically me. Just wake up in the morning, let's grab a cup of tea, and do nothing.
And the variations to Hal's interactions with you was whether it was a big malasada or a spicy malasada,
No
or which type of
way.
malasada he wanted.
Are you serious?
What do you mean? Am I serious?
The interactions changed based on the malasada you choose.
No, I'm saying that that's
Oh.
what I felt like. I felt like that's the only variation in his dialogue in the entirety of Sun and Moon.
This is going off a cliff.
No,
So I guess there's nothing much more to
no, they
say.
didn't. They didn't mess with his dialogue depending on which type of malasada you pick.
It's just that something that happens in Final Fantasy Remake is quite similar to that. So I was just thinking that's amazing.
Listen. Square Enix, Game Freak. You can't see my hands. Square Enix, my hands are really high. Game Freak, my hand is not as high.
This has been the PokeRamble podcast, episode 4. Oh snap! You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube at the PokeRamble podcast. You can also email us at PokeRamble. The PokeRamble. I've forgotten the email address.
PokeRamblePod @gmail.com.
Thank you very much for helping me with that. I was crushing it until that point.
That's all right.
We'll
Check us out on Spotify.
Yep.
Check us out on Spotify. Obviously, we release these episodes every week. So PokeRamble podcast there. Check us out on YouTube. I think you've mentioned already, PokeRamble podcast, or any other podcast platform that you use, because we have an anchor that links to most of them now, I think.
Yeah. Apart from iTunes, because I have to sort out the copyright imaging, but we'll get there.
And don't forget, as always, we record these podcasts live, 7:30 p.m. British Summer Time, every Sunday evening. Come hang with us. I think next week we're talking about the Sword and Shield DLC.
Oh, we could do. I thought we were going to do that separately, but we can probably do it at the end of the show then as a spoiler cast. So have it split into two parts. Yeah.
So that might be us next week. But between now and then, have a great week, everyone.
Yeah, and check out Please Be Excited on Twitch in half an hour because he's doing something cool. This is going to be incredibly dated if you're listening on audio. But thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Can I just say before we go, this has probably been the most fun I've had doing a podcast in a while. This has been hilarious.
I feel like you say that every week.
No, well, maybe it's just because we're getting better and better. Maybe it's because I enjoy it more.
You're getting better and better. I'm just getting even more tragic with all these puns. So.
You didn't flub nearly as much as you normally do. Credit to you for that.
Thank you.
All right, till next week, guys.
Yeah, it's been snappy.